in 2 shootings and facing 7 attempted murder charges.
My man, NBA Youngboy in the building.
This is him?
Yeah, that's him.
Story goes a lot deeper than that. 2 shootings, Edwards is believed by law enforcement be the, quote, top enforcer of a local gang.
The hip-hop world has seen quite a few changes in the last couple of days. Kodak Black got arrested, NBA Youngboy beat his latest case, and on top of all that, Lit Yoshi got sentenced. That's right, man. Lit Yoshi is getting 15 years behind bars. And in case you didn't know who Lit Yoshi is, he's actually one of NBA Youngboy's biggest ops. So did NBA react to Yoshi getting the sentence while he just got found no guilty? So Baton Rouge's local rapper Lit Yoshi pled guilty on Thursday the 14th of July to charges related to 2 separate gang-related shootings, one from 2019 and another from 2020. But he was found guilty on both those charges. For the one in 2019, he was charged with aggravated assault with a firearm connected to a shooting on Avenue L. He was also found guilty of attempted first-degree murder and assault by drive-by shooting that following year. That was at the apartment complex near the Greenwell Springs Road Regional Branch Library. His sentence? Well, Yoshi got 15 years behind bars, filled with hard labor. He'll have to work while serving his sentence. When he does his time, he'll be able to get out, but it won't be over for him yet. He's still got 3 years of supervised parole waiting on him when he gets out. This spells bad news for Yoshi, since everyone knows that doing prison work amounts to long shifts without breaks and just overall terrible conditions. He's gonna have to hang in there if he plans on making it out and staying the same person. There's a good chance they'll even reduce his sentence to half, so maybe he won't serve the full 15 years. But we can't say that. The least they could do is drop a couple years for good behavior if he doesn't act up while he's inside. If he plays by the rules and enters one of the programs that they got in there, then he'll be all good. Many claim that he actually got lucky with just 15 years in prison. Some folks believe they could have easily got more time. With everything he's been facing, 15 years was a blessing. He only has to do 65% of the 15, and he's already been in jail or on house arrest since 2020. He'll be home in like another 7 to 8 years. 15 years sound like a breeze for the stats he put up, but one day a long time, and then I know that jail time hit differently when you was up, when you had to sit down to stop your motion. Now, why would somebody say that? Truth be told, there's more to be told about Lit Yoshi and how he ended up in this position. This ain't the first time he had problems with the police, and it's all because of his gang affiliation and wild personality. It's also where NBA Youngboy gets involved, so let's get into it. For those of y'all who ain't know it, Lit Yoshi is a member of one of the Baton Rouge's gangs called TBG. TBG stands for Top Boy Gorilla, and they had a feud with one of the opposing gangs called NBA or 4KT for a while now. The beef between these two groups got pretty serious because Youngboy and G-Money had a beef on their own. Once close and good buddies, they seem to have fallen out because of change in status, at least according to G-Money. In one interview, he spoke about him and YB's relationship. He used to be like my little brother. He stayed with me and everything. Everything was still all good until he started doing his own thing. Getting a little buzz, getting a little money. He just got a big head. Matters got even worse when G-Money slept with YB's sister. That's when it really crossed the line for YB. The feud between the two has led to many unnecessary bloodshed from both sides. It all started with G-Money passing. Since then, the beef reached a whole nother level. The real G-Money was shot and killed in his own city by an unknown assailant. Everyone's speculating that it may have been someone from the ops, but there was no official data on that. His passing left a huge mark on all of his loved ones. It also ignited a long violence between the two rivaling crews of Baton Rouge. A little after that, NBA Dump, who was a close friend of YB, got shot and passed away. But it wasn't only NBA who suffered losses. TBD did too. Retaliation was immediate, and one of the members from the ranks of TBG, who went by the name of Boulevard Quick, suffered the same fate as Dump. It wasn't long before Lit Yoshi, who was known around the area as a real stepper, got involved. Everyone who knew him knew that he was ruthless. He's been quite open about his vicious and fearless character, even in his songs. Trouble was bound to happen anywhere he gone. Even some of the lyrics in his own songs are dark and scary. One of the track in collab with Seven Hardaway says, "You know I'm evil, I step on Jesus. Lean on your chest and I'll work that f***ing chopper like a demon. You reach across my face with that Glock and I'll work it like a reaper." In May of 2019, NBA Youngboy had a tour in Miami as a part of the Rollin' Loud Festival. While he was standing in front of the Trump Hotel, he and his crew were fired upon by an unknown person. YB's crew members started firing back at the person in the car, and before you know it, it was an all-out brawl with bullets going around all over the place. Sadly, this incident did leave behind a few victims. An innocent 43-year-old died while he was in his van. YB's girlfriend got hit in the shoulder, and a 5-year-old was grazed by a bullet. Even though it was unsure who the person was who started firing first, later officials came up with more info. Lit Yoshi was the one who did it, and the feds found out because he managed to snitch on himself. He had a call with one of the FBG members after he was taken into custody, and he leaked some of the info in regards to where he was and what he did at the time YB was targeted. As it turns out, it was most likely Yoshi who did it. The story fits, man. But this wasn't the only incident glued to Yoshi's name. Far from it, man. Let's talk more about the incident that was linked to back in 2020. The incident was caught on camera. The video shows Yoshi with another person shooting at someone who can be seen on camera. It was revealed later that the person who they were targeting was NBA Pat, who managed to survive. They went after Pat because they believed he was responsible for the death of G-Money. NBA Pat was indeed charged with G-Money's murder, so this seemed like a retaliation move by Yoshi and the other person who was most likely a member of TBG. This wasn't the only incident that Yoshi was involved in 2020 though. He also fired at 2 adults who were in a car with 2 kids. Fortunately for everyone, there were no victims and everyone survived. Things are starting to add up now, and you could really say that he got off good. In the YB incident, someone died, so the fact that he only got 15 years doesn't seem like that much in comparison to how long sentences some other people get. Will Lit Yoshi still have a career in music by the time he gets out? Not likely. 15 years is a pretty long time in the music business. Bobby Shmurda got out recently, and he's not nearly where he used to be before jail. He's not near the artist that he used to be. Yeah, he's a free man, but that doesn't mean he had the same level of fame, and his music ain't the same. Truth be told, Lit Yoshi wasn't even that solidified to begin with. He wasn't making that much noise before going to jail, so it's pretty difficult to stay positive in regards to the future of his rap game. If he wasn't already established and famous, he probably won't get there when he comes out. While Yoshi is behind bars, on the other side we got NBA Youngboy, who just ducked a case of his own. His reaction? Well, YB is celebrating because he was found not guilty by a Los Angeles jury of possessing a firearm and ammunition as a felon. YB would have served 10 years in prison if he would have been found convicted. He was facing 2 federal gun trials. While the gun trial from Louisiana is still ongoing, he can at least catch a breather now. He caught with a gun last year while he was on parole. Not only that, but he also tried to run away in his car. That was a huge blunder. However, he managed somehow to duck the case. His team of lawyers did a pretty good job. Hopefully he sees this as an opportunity to leave the streets behind him. Only one can hope. Not many people can be in the position he's in. Shout out to the team of lawyers. Money really does get you the best. YB beating a Fed case is impressive. That rarely happens. YB's team of lawyers argued that Youngboy didn't know that there was another federal warrant to his name. Plus, he panicked when officers approached his vehicle in Los Angeles, and that's why he slammed on the gas. He also supposedly didn't know a weapon was in the car. This actually could be true, since there was no usable fingerprints or DNA that would link Youngboy to the weapon that the feds found. Now he's got to worry about the other case that's still waiting for him. Youngboy's out there walking the streets, unlike Lit Yoshi. Not only is YB innocent, but one of his ops, a person who wanted to take him out, is now locked up behind bars. He's got plenty of reasons for his celebrating. But what are y'all thoughts on this recent development? Was Yoshi lucky that he didn't get a longer sentence? What about YB and his win against the feds? How did he manage to beat that case? Let us know what you think about it all down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this next one. And as always, remember to keep it RIZZLE.